Hey everybody, welcome back. You know, I just returned from a trip to Oregon. A little bit of adventure when I was on my way to the Medford airport to fly home. I suffered a kidney stone attack. The day that I arrived in Oregon, I woke up with some brutal pain, and so I dealt with a lot of pain while I was up there and other symptoms. So I'm on my way to the airport to return my rental car. Suffered a kidney stone attack, went to urgent care. I got a shot, I got Vicodin, and in hindsight, it turns out I passed the kidney stone right about then. So I go to a hotel, got some sleep, a beautiful night's sleep actually, and went over to the airport to catch my flight from Medford back home. Went to a diner at the airport. I had a breakfast special there at that diner with bacon, eggs, sourdough toast, and hash browns. Nothing glamorous, but it was so good. I had been through a lot the previous 2 days, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and I was filled with a lot of gratefulness. I had a grateful attitude within me, so it was just a basic breakfast, but it really, oh my goodness, it just warmed me up inside, it warmed me up emotionally. A lot of times I'm striving to make very creative recipes. You know, it has to have jalapeno and cilantro and spices and herbs and a special type of sauce and a cool name, but sometimes you just want down-home comfort food. So I'm gonna recreate my version of that breakfast right here today. I'm calling it the Pacific Northwest Breakfast. And I also want to give a shout out to my subscriber Hayden from Kansas. Hey Hayden, what's up, buddy? On a recent trip to Kansas, I had a young man that hung around the griddle for a couple days asking a lot of questions. He was fun to talk to. So Hayden sent me this as a thank you gift for getting him hooked on griddling. It is a homemade cutting board that he made out of oak and walnut. I got this great mandolin slicer as a gift from my in-laws a couple of years ago. I'll start out with some butter potatoes. And it's probably a good idea to wear a pair of protective cutting gloves when you're using a mandolin slicer, because if you're not paying attention, you could do some damage to your digits. And just wait until you see these homemade hash browns. Blackstone Griddle on what I would call medium high, and I have some thick sliced ZAYCON fresh bacon. One of my followers just told me, if it isn't sizzling, you ain't griddling. Now I can see that bacon is cooking super fast, so I'm going to turn these burners all the way to low. Another trick is to take all of your bacon when it's about half to 3/4 done, stack it together like this, and then just use your bacon press to keep those straight. Meanwhile, I can take my gigantic pile of hash browns, scoot some of that bacon grease over, and let them cook. You know, I've made a lot of homemade home fries over the years, but for some reason, I never attempted homemade hash browns. My favorite seasoning for hash browns or home fries is High Mountain's Hickory Burger seasoning. It's perfect for potatoes. Hash browns have only been down 3 minutes, but I bet they're developing a nice crust already. Meanwhile, my bacon is looking pretty darn good, so I'm just gonna put it in one pile, put the bacon presses on top, and turn that burner off altogether. And now, if we want to, it's a good time to start portioning out our individual servings of hash browns. You can use your spatulas to make the perfect rectangle, just like they do at those diners. So I'll also turn that burner off. The middle two zones are still on medium-high. Blackstone egg rings. And if you get some splatter on the outside, you can just use a butter knife to pull that away from the egg ring. You can use that same butter knife to gently peel the egg out of the egg ring. If you're like me, you might have the tendency to burn your eggs, so go ahead and remove those while they still look perfect. A few pieces of buttered marble rye. Sourdough is my favorite. It's what I had in Oregon, but marble rye is pretty darn good as well. And you can even use your griddle scraper to make a perfect diagonal cut in your toast. Take a look at that. No need for an on-screen taste test. I guarantee you it tastes as good as it looks. Besides, the family is inside and they're hungry. So thanks for watching today. Stay tuned for lots more coming soon, God willing. Don't forget about my discount code ToddToven10. That'll get you 10% off everything at blackstoneproducts.com, including free shipping. So whether you want to get the brand new 36-inch griddle with rear grease, the hardcover, or any other Blackstone product, you can do it. So until next time, this is Todd saying praise the Lord and pass the Pacific Northwest breakfast.